Welcome to Josh's Cemetery Chats. What's up, Bearheart Nation? How's it going out there? So this is probably going to be a little bit shorter video. It's just something that kind of struck me, and I wanted to real quick talk about it. And it has to do with the scientific method and what a scientific theory is. I'm not going to mention the video or who said it, but I saw a video recently where it was mentioned that the Big Bang Theory is just a theory. And I kind of wanted to get this out there and talk a little because I've heard this in the past before from other people, and it's more of a miscommunication and a lack of understanding when it comes to what a scientific theory is versus the colloquial sense, the word theory as we use it in everyday talk. So what we're used to hearing is somebody say, I have a theory about how that works, and then they'll go into detail about what they think is the possible explanation for something. When we're talking about scientific theory, such as the Big Bang Theory or the theory of evolution, evolutionary theory, when we're talking about it from that sense, what a theory is in science is something that has been backed up by so much information that for all intents and purposes, for everything we know, it is a 100% fact. Now, it's never actually 100%, even like the theory of evolution with all of the stuff that we have with it, that could be overturned with just finding one out of place fossil. The Big Bang Theory could be overturned by figuring out that the cosmic background radiation comes from a different source. So when it comes to theories, yeah, they're not 100%, and it's not like we can say with 100% certainty, because we can't say anything with 100% certainty, but it's about as close to that as you can possibly get from a scientific standpoint. So when you hear people talking about something being just a theory, if it's a scientific theory, then yes, it is something that we take as fact, and we act as if that is true for all intents and purposes. Like I said at the beginning, I know this is probably a shorter video, I just wanted to get it out to kind of, it was something that was on my mind. I was filming another chat that's going to wind up being a lot longer of a chat, I think. So you might recognize the scene behind me, and you might recognize my Vice President Fred over here is all dressed up. We're trying to figure out a costume for him for Halloween. We're going through some different ideas. Last week he was a witch, or a couple weeks ago he was a witch. Got some astronaut headgear that's coming up, so that's something to keep an eye out for. Make sure you keep an eye on Fred's attire over here, because that's something that we're working on. I'll also add the names of the patrons up in the screen here, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, supporting what I do on Patreon, it's always appreciated. I'll put your name in the video. I love to use different fonts, different colors, different typeface. Like, I like to have fun with putting the patrons' names in the videos, and I see a lot of channels that don't do that. A lot of channels will just the list, however many patrons. And to be fair, if you have like 300 patrons, I understand not wanting to individually go through each one of them, but you should have some fun with it still, I think, because if somebody chooses to support me on Patreon, I want them to know that I do truly appreciate it, and I will take some extra time when I'm editing a video to make sure that your name shows up in some cool fashion like these names over here. But that being said, I think that's all I got for this one. I want to thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.